how NBA players really feel about Cooper Flagg? Well, next season the NBA might be getting a new addition, one that according to many is a generational talent like never seen. In any case, NBA players have all had a thing or two to say about this generational talent, so join me as I walk you through what NBA players feel about Cooper Flagg. A generational player. Cooper Flagg has had a historic year in college. Short of a championship, had he won a title in college, the conversation about not just being the best one-and-done player in college, but the best player in college basketball would have been debatable. Unfortunately for this talented 18-year-old forward, he got knocked out by the number 1 seed, the Houston Cougars, in the semi-finals, but not before leaving his mark on college basketball. In his first and possibly only college season, he averaged 19.2 points, 7.5 rebounds, 4.2 assists and 1.4 blocks per game. He led the ACC in player efficiency rating, win shares, box plus minus, points reduced and defensive rating. Cooper Flagg arrived on the college scene, by the way, as a 17-year-old and has exceeded all hype as the nation's top-ranked recruit. It wasn't any surprise, really, that he was named the Associated Press Men's College Basketball National Player of the Year, was it? Becoming only the 4th freshman to win the award in its 64-year history. An elite company that has Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis and Zion Williamson. We are witnessing a generational talent, and it's not just the fans that are seeing this firsthand. NBA legends, coaches and even players are starting to wonder what kind of talent is about to join the National Basketball Association. Well, amid the wondering, some players already know what kind of talent Cooper Flagg is, and one of those NBA stars is former Duke forward and first overall pick Paolo Banchero. Amazing, really, that what the NBA players feel is, well, let's find out actually.
I think Cooper is ridiculous. I remember our first time I saw him in person, the one thing that just stood out was like his motor and like all the things he's able to do out there on the court without the ball in his hands. Like he's running the floor, he's boxing out every time, he's on the glass, he's playing defense, he's in the lanes. You add to his offensive game, now he's a complete player.
As a former Duke freshman who led the team to the Final Four and eventually went first overall in the draft, Paolo Banchero has lived the life Cooper Flagg is living right now. However, not even he thinks he was as good as Cooper Flagg is right now. Banchero led Duke in scoring and rebounds, averaging 17.2 points on 47.8% shooting, 7.8 rebounds and 3.2 assists. He has 12 double-doubles and 15 games of 20-plus points in all 39 games he played in college. In just the NCAA tournament, he averaged 18.8 points, including 22 points against Texas Tech in the Sweet 16. He had an amazing run in college, but none as generational as Cooper Flagg, who he has admitted to be ridiculous. The Orlando Magic forward confessed that Cooper Flagg at the moment is an elite two-way player who can fit into any NBA team. He doubled down that Cooper Flagg is a walking 16-5-5 player and with some right development could be a walking 25-7-7 player. In Banchero's words, I think he'll be as good as he wants to be. Another former Duke star who went in to be an NBA superstar is Jason Tatum, and according to the Celtics forward, Cooper Flagg is probably ahead of him at the same age, and even confessed that he really isn't nearly as athletic. After watching him play against Team USA, Jason Tatum confessed that most NBA stars in the camp were a version of Cooper Flagg at some point in their career, and it's scary that they will be playing against him soon.
It just kind of like, it reminds you of like, all right, he's on the path to be the guys he played against. Like, majority of us was a version of him when we were 17, 18 playing against pros. So, I mean, he's a hell of a player. Obviously he's going to Duke. But it's clear as day, like, we're going to be playing against him in a few years, and he's on the right path to be, the guys that he probably look up to.
Yeah. Cooper Flagg just turned 18 this last December, and by comparison, Jason Tatum was 19 when he was first drafted with the number 3 pick in 2017. And despite their age gap, Flagg was more productive across the board and more efficient shooter than Tatum was during his freshman season. Flagg posted a better usage rate and was a more reliable three-point shooter as a freshman than Jason Tatum, Paolo Banchero, and even Zion Williamson. Cooper Flagg's 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio tops Hill, Tatum, Zion, Banchero, and even that of Hall of Famer Grant Hill. Grant Hill, who spent 4 years at Duke and was heavily touted as one of the greatest college basketball players ever before his Hall of Fame career in the NBA, was in awe of Cooper Flagg after watching him at the scrimmage against the US Olympic men's basketball team. Cooper has been fantastic. He made me look good by bringing him into the scrimmage because he had a really good day as one of the better players on the court. I love his game, I love the kid, and I think the future is bright, Hill said. Another NBA player to be shocked after his talent after the scrimmage was four-time league MVP LeBron James, who confessed that Cooper Flagg is going to be a big-time player here for Team USA down the road. 9-time All-Star Paul George thinks his game is similar to Michael Beasley's and admits that he thinks the world of the teenager.
I don't know. He kind of got like a little like Michael Beasley, like at that size, can score, like can play make, super talented, like just a game changer. You know what I mean? Like I don't think people speak enough about how good Michael Beasley was or is. You know, I still see clips to this day of him like just doing crazy shit online, and this motherfucker is still hooping. You know, yeah, I think the world of Cooper Flagg, man. I think he got the ultimate game.
Detroit Pistons center Jalen Duren, who was also a member of the select team, praised Flagg's confidence despite facing multiple NBA stars. He showed no fear. He came and worked hard every day. You would think he's already here, you know what I mean? Duren said. Oklahoma City Thunder center Chet Holmgren also lauded his confidence at such a young age, praising the young forward for playing without fear against the highest level of basketball players in the world. Former NBA player and longtime USA basketball player Langston Galloway, who also watched him in the scrimmage, noted that he wasn't just impressed by the kid's scoring, but also by his poise and understanding of the game. In his words, he's not out there trying to force it like, it's my turn now, let me try to get a shot up. He's trying to make plays. You can see he understands the game. A lot of this praise came from just watching him play against NBA stars ahead of the 2024 Summer Olympics, and not before watching him play a single game of college basketball. Well, after his single season with Duke, the praises have intensified, with former NBA All-Star Gilbert Arenas claiming that in his third year, he would be averaging 20 to 25 points in the NBA.
What Cooper Flagg has that can't be measured is that he plays very hard. He has a Giannis motor. Because he goes 100% all the time with his athleticism, with his shot-making ability, I think he will surprise a lot of people. He will be averaging 20, 25 easily by his third year because he just plays harder than everybody. You're going to be watching a half-court version of how Giannis plays the game.
Gilbert Arenas, in another interview, revealed that Cooper Flagg is a unicorn who possesses the kind of passion for the game that you just can't teach.
For her NIL and collective deals.
Yeah. And then your son reclassified?
Yes, he went from being a junior to a senior so he can, get into college early because the collective money will be cut off April 8th. And then there will be a cap in college.
But do you look at Cooper Flagg at 18 being successful as any kind of blueprint or, hey, my son can do the same thing at the same age?
He sure has gone on to criticize the 18-year-old forward a couple of times, but he has never failed to admit that we are witnessing a generational talent, and the rest of the NBA has got to be scared for what's coming. In any case, while NBA players all seem to be on the edge about this young talent, it leaves much to wonder. What makes Cooper Flagg really good? Well, what actually makes him so good is, well, I'll tell you what, let's find out. Obviously, looking at Cooper Flagg's stats at such a young age, many could agree that he is a talent you can't ignore. However, the stats just don't tell the whole story. I mean, in the history of the NCAA, no freshman has matched his averages of 18.9 points, 7.5 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 1.4 steals and 1.3 blocks. In fact, only a handful of college players of any age have anything similar, and they include names like Larry Bird and Anthony Hardaway, to name but a few. In any case, stats aside, Cooper Flagg is a one-of-a-kind prospect who makes a major impact on both offense and defense. In offense, you can be sure to see a strong, explosive and athletic forward who can bully through traffic to score around the rim.
Here comes Flagg and throwing it down.
Can pull a turnaround mid-range through a tough defense.
Flagg on the drive, the turnaround, tough shot.
Can handle double team.
A different level in the second half as opposed to the first. There's the switch.
And can pass the ball.
First half trailing 35-24. Flagg, nice dish downstairs.
Diamond and one in the last 7 minutes. Malawat splashes.
In defense, he can defend multiple positions, provide elite perimeter defense, and protect the rim.
They didn't win the conference tournament. I don't know that they get in.
Haynes is sent away by Cooper Flagg.
His anticipation in defense is great, as he averaged 1.4 steals per game.
Got it right the first time, and picked off. Flagg on the attack, with a slam, and a foul!
Lutheran High School ends an undefeated season. That younger brother, give it back!
Flagg to Knipple, over the top, and Flagg with a stop.
Cooper Flagg is a force at every spot on the court, and he most definitely makes his presence known. According to a Western Conference executive, he plays with force no matter the situation. It doesn't matter if it's on offense, defense, in transition, on the glass, he competes on every single possession. According to Gilbert Arena,
Cooper Flagg he defends. He's like an old school white boy. They out there playing hard as a mother. They out there just sweating on you. He does wear new balance.
So regardless of how NBA teams plan to utilize him, you can be sure to get a player who can score, pass, handle the ball, defend multiple positions, and play hard. This is practically the archetype of players like LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kawhi Leonard, Jason Tatum, and Kevin Durant, who've all led their teams to a championship title in the past decade. In any case, NBA players are not the only ones who have had a thing or two to say about Cooper Flagg. According to a user comment, this guy is a gem. He will excel wherever he goes, TBH. He plays tough, and he has that, it factor really, that brings electricity to any team. Another user commented, he's going to be a Franz Wagner type player. Could be better, but same style. Now, if you enjoyed this video, the next video on your screen is certainly worth your time. Thanks very much for watching. Make sure to comment and, of course, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya!